इनहेरिटेंस वर्सेस कंपोजिशन। ये क्वेश्चन जावा इंटरव्यूज में तो पूछा ही जाता है, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू एक्सप्लेनिंग इनहेरिटेंस देन योर रिएक्शन इज समथिंग लाइक दिस. When it comes to explaining composition, then your reaction is like this. So, if you don't want to give similar reactions in the interview, let's try to understand the difference between the inheritance and composition and what it is. Okay? In inheritance, the child class extends parent class and inherits parent class property, which is a kind of easier relationship, but it provides tight coupling between the classes. When it comes to composition, composition is a hazy relationship and provides loose coupling between the classes. Now, what is called composition? So when you use a class as a field into the another class, that is called composition. Or in terms of Spring Boot, if I explain, when you inject a class object as a dependency into the another class, that is called composition. Okay, so we will try to understand that how inheritance offer tight coupling and how composition offer loose coupling with the help of an example and a use case. So let's say I want to have two capability in my application. I want to print the document as well as I want to scan the documents. Okay, so what I have done, created an advanced printer class which is extending the printer class. Printer class is having two methods called print and color print, which is responsible for printing a document, and another method is responsible for doing the color printing. Okay, advanced printer is having a method called scan, which is responsible for scanning a document. Now, how I will use it? What I will do, I will create the object of advanced printer and I will directly call the scan method, print method and the color print method, which is basically inherited from the printer class, right? Our job is done, right? But let's see what's the problem with the inheritance. Assume tomorrow this print method gets moved from the printer class. Okay, now the problem is that advanced printer won't be able to provide the functionality of print method, right? However, it can provide the functionality for color print as well as scan, but not for the print method because it got moved to some other classes. This problem with inheritance is that at one point of time, you can extend only one parent class. You cannot inherit, a child class cannot inherit more than one parent classes. So in that case, if print method got moved to some other classes, you won't be able to extend the other class. This is the problem with the inheritance, okay, and advanced printer is tightly coupled with the printer class. Now let's understand the composition. So again, we have a printer class which is having two methods, a scanner class which is having scan methods. So in case of composition, what we will do, instead create another class called multifunction machine, where we will inject the printer one object and scanner one object as dependency, okay, and it will have its own print method, color print method and scan method, and inside that we are calling the respective methods of respective classes, like print method of printer one classes. How it offers the loose coupling? Let's say this color print method got moved to another class called color printer. In that case, what will happen? I don't need to worry. What I will do, I will inject another class as a dependency called color printer, and I will change the implementation of color print method by calling color printer dot color print method. So this problem was not getting solved in the inheritance because of the tight coupling, which we are able to solve in the composition. So that's the